reflecting our lives on a silver screen. While that may be true, my dating life has been nothing more than an endless stream of Hollywood horror films. Mother says I'm just too fickle, but I tell her I'm lucky to be alive. Mother tells me that dating should be fun, but I tell her it's hard to have fun when you're constantly bombarded by a list of B-grade boyfriends. Mother tells me I'm too much of a critic, when I tell her it's hard not to be critical when I would give every boy I've ever dated the same rating. PG. Perfectly gross. Dracula. Boyfriend number 1 was a nibbler. Yes, my friends, he knew the boundaries and he was perfectly content in just making out. However, his target was rarely my lips. His interest instead was my rather long lithe neck. And while he never wore a cape, the nape of my neck became his fixation. If you don't believe me, I have a drawer full of turtlenecks to prove it. So after much internal debate, I chose to negate his affections and I dumped this Russian foreign exchange student named Vladimir. If you think about it, your heart, excuse the pun, has to account for something. Things are no things. Dating a boy like Dracula sucks. Frankenstein, boyfriend number 2. One of the perks of being a varsity cheerleader is the ease in which one can actually meet and date a football player. When I arrived at school one morning wearing the coveted letter jacket of number 7, the star quarterback, the entire female student body thought I had scored the winning touchdown. And I just thought, what a lucky girl I am. This 6'3", blonde-haired, blue-eyed Adonis was the most name-scrawled, pencil-doodled boy in the notebooks of the entire school. Wouldn't you know his fame would be equal to his B-grade and counterpart? There were clues. There were obvious clues. To begin with, his name was Frankenstein. His blonde hair adorned the popular jocular haircut known simply as the flat top, and his vocabulary consisted of one-syllable girls. If I asked him how he did on his history quiz, he would respond with a definite If I asked him what he wanted to do Friday night after the game, he would stammer, And if I asked who he liked my new blouse, he would flatter me with a more enthusiastic, True, his inflections would change. Unfortunately, his aptitude for learning the King's English remained a constant. So I did what any self-respecting girl would do. I introduced him to the co-captains of the drill team, our school's only set of twins, Mary and Shelley. I knew the combination would be electrifying. Wolfman. Regardless of what magazines tell you, girls are attracted to guys with a good sense of humor. Boyfriend number 3 was not only the funniest boy in school, he was also the hairiest. Disco may have died in the 70s, but the hair on his chest was very much alive. His hairy chest was so thick it peeked over his visceral V of his endless supply of button-down polos, overgrown like a meadow. It blew freely from the classroom's overhead air conditioning vents. When I asked my girlfriends if they had noticed his hairy chest, they asked me to say their names out loud, so I did. And Stephanie Wilcox, my nemesis, sarcastically remarked, "Hello, did you notice that we didn't say Helen Keller? We're not blind. Besides, no one cares if you like Wolfman." "Wolfman?" I cried. "Jack is not a Wolfman." "He is too," they teased. "Have you ever listened to the radio?" One day my parents rented the film American Graffiti, and I finally got the joke. American Graffiti? Wolfman Jack? Should rent it. 2 thumbs up. The Mummy. Boyfriend number 4 was accident-prone, extremely accident-prone. He was constantly covered from head to toe in bandages and gauze. He was also rather edible, constantly talking about his mummy. And while I did enjoy listening to his British accent, suffice it to say, it didn't take me long to realize you simply can't date a guy who's all wrapped up in himself. My life as a feature-length film. This year has proven to be a blockbuster of scary sequels. I dated a boy with clammy hands who I've affectionately nicknamed the Swamp Thing. Wearing a Notre Dame sweatshirt, I've gone hiking with the Hunchback. I went to a planetarium with a boy named Martin who was, without a doubt, from outer space. I've attended the opera with a boy named Tom, of who I am no fan. And after a year of B-grade boyfriends, I've learned something about myself. I don't need to have a boyfriend to have a happy ending. So now when Mother asks me who I am seeing, I simply tell her the truth. I tell her I'm dating the Invisible Man. Thanks.